Hello and welcome back to my channel, and today we're going to go over the top 10 most important Excel keyboard shortcuts that everybody needs to know. Let's get started. We've got your copy, cut, paste, undo and redo, saving your work, creating a table, navigating to the edge of data, selecting continuous range of data, selecting your entire row, and selecting an entire column. Let's start with number 1. Now, the main difference between copy and cut is that copying will copy the data from one cell to another and leave the original data in its original cell. Cutting will remove your data from the original location and move it to an entirely new location. So let's demonstrate this. If we come here, we hit Ctrl C in our keyboard, you'll see that the dotted lines go around the box. Let's go to a new cell within our workbook and Ctrl V to paste. Now that copied it from cell C4 to cell D4 while also keeping the text in C4. However, if I came down here, Ctrl X, you'll see that it's been selected by those moving dotted lines. Move over to the next cell and Ctrl V to paste. That's now moved that text from cell C5 to cell D5 and no longer exists in cell C5. We've covered our paste Ctrl V in the above actions. Now, if we want to undo, you can do Ctrl Z, and that undid my action. I can also do it again, and that will undo any last action. So you can continue doing that action, Ctrl Z, undo, until you're satisfied with the number of actions that have been undone. Now, let's say we want to redo action. All you have to do is press Ctrl Y. That will redo any last action in the order that they were performed. Now, in order to save your workbook and any work that you've done, we're going to hit Ctrl S to save. This will make sure that any changes that we've made are saved to our workbook. Now, let's say we want to create a table. If we select the data that we want in our table, hit Ctrl T, this pop-up box will ask us and confirm where's the data for our table. It will also confirm whether or not our table has headers. I want to confirm, yes, we have headers, and this is the right selection. If it's not, you can simply come here and reselect the data that you would like. Press OK. Now all of this information has been put into a table. Now let's say we want to navigate to the edge of our data. What we can do, hit Control, and while we're pressing down the Control key, we're going to want to use our arrow keys. So let's say I want to go over to number 7. That's on the leftmost side of my table. If I move this arrow into the table, instead of simply just going like that, what I can do, hit Control, the left arrow key, and that moves it automatically to the edge of that table. Now let's say I want to go all the way to my header. So instead of manually pressing the up button all the way up, what I can do is press the Control key, up arrow, and that automatically jumps to the top of my table. And I can do this all the way around my table. Now, this only works if there is continuous data within your set of data. So it won't work if there are blank cells scattered throughout. For example, if I'm here, the cells around it are empty. So if I do this, it will bring me to the edge of where the empty cells are. Control left will bring me to our table. But if I hit Control right, it will bring me to the furthermost right side of our work. Now let's say I want to select data. So instead of using my mouse to click and select the data that I want, let's say my cursor is here and I want to only select the numbers. I can hit Control Shift down and that will select all of my numbers 1 to 10. Let's say I also want to include in my selection the action and the shortcut keys. Control Shift to the right, and all of that is now selected. With this selection, now I can copy, I can paste, I can bold, underline, I can do any formatting that I would like. If I want to modify any of this selection, I simply have to move my arrow keys around. Now, if I want to select only a single row, all I have to do is hit Shift space. Now, because this table is here and my data is continuous, it only selects the row with the information in it. But if I hit Shift and spacebar again, it will select the full row within the worksheet. I can also from here select many down or select many up, but it can only select rows at a time. On the other hand, if I want to select an entire column, all I have to do is hit Ctrl spacebar. And the same happens here because this is continuous data. If I hit Ctrl spacebar again, it will highlight my header. And then one more time, we'll highlight the entire column. What I can do now is if I want to include many different columns, hit the Shift button while moving my arrow key, and I can select as many columns as I would like. And just like that, you've been able to master the top 10 Excel keyboard shortcuts. Let me know in the comments what else you want to learn and what other keyboard shortcuts would be helpful for you. Thanks so much for watching, and if you liked this video, don't forget to give it a thumbs up and subscribe to my channel. I'll see you in the next video. Bye for now.